Right, so welcome to another session of Cooking with Cookeries, except today I'm not using a cookery, I'm using a Golok. So this here is my handmade version of a Martindale Golok. This one is a little bit different, hand stitched leather sheath, made a little wee mini knife to go with it, just for the small stuff that probably should be done here as opposed to using this, which is the big boy. So the shape is similar to a Martindale. I like that curve. I like the thin waist. It's a good shape. Just the Martindale one, in my opinion, is bollocks. This one is made from 4mm A2, whereas their one's made from 4mm 10X, probably 4X or 5 or something really soft. The heat treatment is equally not very good, partly because the steel doesn't have enough carbon to get really hard. And the handle is a beechwood partial tang version. This is full tang, G10 handle, G10 liners. It's a bit rough and ready because it's a work knife. I made it for me, not for sale. But it does the job. It really goes to town on things. So I don't think I've tried cooking with it before. I don't know it'll do the job with that. But, you know, let's find out. So I'm doing everything in a slow cooker. You can do this at home. You just pick your own slow cooker base. This one says rich and hearty beef. You could chuck in anything you wanted, but I'm chucking in beef. And that's just all the herbs and flavours. I mean, you can go around and pick some of this, pick some of that. I mean, for a buck, this was easy. It does need to be dissolved in water. I'm skipping water. Cheers, it's a good health. And using some beer. It's going to foam up. You need to kind of give that a bit of a mix. We'll just let the foam come down a little bit. I'm also having coffee. It doesn't go in the casserole. I'm chucking this all in a slow cooker, by the way, so I'll turn that on now, low. This is 7 in the morning, so when I go to eat it tonight around 6, it will have cooked for quite some time. So the first thing we're going to do is some onion. Over here I have some red onion. Chops through that really nicely. So I'm not doing fine chef style cuts here basically. I mean, I'm just cooking food up, and I'll take that bit off as well. And I'm just really getting the stuff ready, just seeing if a big ass Golok will do the job, and so far so good. So that's onion number one. This one was already peeled because I'd used some of it previously. I don't usually cook with red onions. Normally I cook with brown onions, but it needed to be done. Now I don't know what you guys call this, bell pepper or whatever. We call them capsicums over here, and these need to be opened up and the seed pods got out. I don't know if it makes a difference, but having a bunch of seeds in your mouth is not the most sensational thing in my opinion. So I just chop them open, get rid of the heart, which is where most of the seeds are, and stem. These things aren't really any good, not for making your meal tasty at least. Now I am hoping that it's going to be tasty. I mean, I don't know, but and then I just like to get rid of some of the pith. I think I read somewhere that the pith's actually good for you, but again, it's not particularly tasty. So I'll just take that, chop it into little pieces. Now you might go, "Ooh, this is a knife that's used outside." Yeah, it is. You might go, "Oh, that's not going to be super sterile." Yeah, you know what? Might not be, but I'm cooking everything, so I figure that's going to sterilise it. And, well, you know, hey, it's just the way I rock and roll. Okay, so the knife is doing quite well. I've only sharpened this twice. I made it a few years ago. And it gets a fair bit of work. But on nasty stuff, you know, it's like, oh, that's near rocks, that's near this, I'll just whip out this heavy gun and smack it. And you know what, it smacks into things pretty well. Carrots, always good to test a knife with carrots, because carrots tend to cut horribly unless your knife's really good. And this one is having a bit of trouble with it. Like I said, it's a thick blade. A2 steel, I think it's 4mm thick. I kept most of the meat in the blade, just because I don't want it to break when I'm chopping into the hard stuff. And to me, it doesn't matter how pretty the carrots are. So carrots are always a bit of a mission. That bit can go to the dog. Here you go. Just by comparison, a little paring knife, thin blade, chops through it beautifully, right? It's just gonna slice through. But then try and chop down a tree, limb some branches with that, you're gonna be in trouble. So you choose what you want and you work with it. So if you cut on an angle, you will get potentially better slices, but it's still a mission. Even the thin one, it kind of shatters through the carrot more than slices through the carrot. It's just what I'm using. It's probably not the best choice, but if it's all you had, that would work. Yeah, there's no problem with it. Now the meat is still a bit frozen. This will be interesting. Some more coffee for that. Cheers. Oh, I love my coffee. Right, what do we got here? Cheap beef. Nice bit of fat on it. This is what I wanted because it's going to have lots of flavour. Frozen right out of the freezer. Not sure it's going to cut. Might be too frozen. Might need to throw that in the microwave for a wee while. And again, it's the edge which is on the blade, which is the issue here. Because it's so thick, it's only cutting a little bit and then it runs into the meat of the blade. A bit of broccoli. Broccoli works. Broccoli's kind of stemmy as well, not as stemmy as the carrot, but it's certainly a vegetable with a bit of meat. But this is weird. Pro tip for you: the stem actually cooks quite nice. It tastes nice as well. You just got to chop it, make it thin. It's perfectly edible. A lot of people throw that out, don't use it. I certainly didn't used to. Then I learned that you could eat it. Since then I have. And it's fine. Broccoli's good for you. It is hard for your body to digest though. So it does so by using the enzymes in your gut, and they in turn turn a lot of it into methane gas, so it'll come out. But yep, broccoli, good stuff. Chuck it in there. Got another slice. thin. Alright, let's see what the meat's like now it's been tenderised, hopefully a little bit defrosted. Got to take this out last night. Oh, there we go. Just a little bit. Yeah. So there we go. Here we are. So a little bit of chill is actually good because it gives it a chance to hold its shape when you go to chop it. And with a big blade like this, like you see I'm using 2 hands, it gives it more control. So I'll just chuck that in there. And for a stew I'm using a really cheap cut of meat. Fatty, nasty. I'm cooking this for so long that it's going to be tender by the time I go to eat it. So I don't need a good cut of meat. In fact, a good cut of meat might fall apart too much. And I'm just going to use cheap stuff, and I'm going to add some tomato paste to it all. That much. Very technical amount. Give it a bit of a mix. It's a little bit foamy. Bad. How much of a mix? How much do I put in? Enough for it to go slightly red. Very technical amounts. If you don't get the technique right, technicals, it's still going to taste fantastic. So, I'm just going to throw that in. There's a little bit of good stuff in there. Just add a little bit more beer. You can use water if you want it. Get all that flavour stuff in there. Still a tiny little bit left. Maybe I should use a spoon. Who knows? This works. So this is A2 steel, G10 handle, heat treated, cryogenically treated, tempered by myself. Thick old leather sheath, great tool. More heavy duty than a lot, and I'm going to touch back on that in a future video. And like I said, I just left it rough because I didn't see any point in polishing up my own tool. And again, I'm going to touch on that coming up. Anyway, that's me. Got to run. Have a great day. Like I said, just chucking it in the slow cooker over here. So try your own cooking. I'm going to chuck in the rest of the ingredients, which are some more onions and carrot and meat, off camera. Okay guys, thank you. Have a great day.